Hey, you guys, this is Justice, Fighting for Justice. I'm out today and we're going to go live so I can show you some more systematic events that the government does do in regards to targeting and game stalking. And I'm going to bring you some more examples of that today. So today I want to talk about a couple of things that happened this last week where the government orchestrated, I would say, a couple of events that I do want to speak in reference to. Oh, look, there's our neighborhood police right there. Okay, so a couple of events I want to say. The targeting has picked up online on Facebook recently. A lot of the targeted individual groups or the TI groups are groups that are supposed to be designed to stop the electronic harassment or to stop the ongoing abuse of targeting and torturing citizens here in the United States, are turning out to be a lot of perpetrators and perps that are geared up to actually maybe undercover agents or undercover law officials that are actually geared up to participate in the game stalking, I should say. So today I'm just here in a restaurant, just taking my time this morning. A couple of events I want to talk about, a couple of events that are taking place that I do want to discuss, as well as that pause right there, you guys. That's one of the things that the government do when they want me to stop talking, is they pause my tongue or they stop my tongue from talking. I'm not very interested in them stopping me or pausing me, because they've had 5 years to stop, pause, and do all the things that they wanted to do before they geared all this up. So I'm going full speed ahead in regards to exposing the truth about our government and everything that they have done in my life, in my family's life, as well as other targeted individuals that I know are actual targeted individuals and not perpetrators, faking the funk, I would say, in regards to just keep the game stalking going. There are a lot of individuals out there that are full of hatred that would definitely want to prevent me from getting paid for a disaster such as this, that the government has actually done some wrongdoing towards me. So I'm not surprised that the targeting will pick up, being that people know that there are millions at stake when it comes to paying someone of this type of abuse of this nature that the government has done towards me and my family. So right now I see that the cameras is in a mode that I haven't figured out yet this morning, but I do want to let you guys know that I am going to be live today, and I am going to be discussing a lot of events going throughout the day. One of the things that Voice to Skull did relate to me was that once people started seeing themselves on cameras as being a part of organized game stalking, he said they kind of backed off a little bit. They may have backed off, but I don't really see them backing off to the point to where the government is not remotely controlling, walking and talking for them anymore. I still see this type of behavior that goes on where they are walking and talking for folks, and I do want to continue to bring this to the public's attention. That way, while I'm recording live, you guys can see some of the systematic events that take place when the government is controlling folks and their behavior around me. I posted earlier this week where the government, we talk about little infants. Sometimes I'm out and about and there's a mother carrying her child in her hand, and it's an infant, and this infant eyes get big, and his head does the systematic turn and jerk. You know good and well that child is not nobody's agent. So those are some of the things that the government wants you to believe that all these homeless people and particular people are actual agents and particular officers, and they're particular, they're all special agents or special people. And these, if you're doing this to an infant, what part of that are you expecting for me to believe that these are some special agents? I guess since the child popped out of his mother's womb, you want me to believe you've been training it, which is possible, because a pregnant woman who is being electronically harassed and remote monitored, her baby, her infant that's being carried in her womb is also subject to those same type of abuse, torturing, and treatment as well. So I wouldn't be surprised that if that mother was actually being tortured and actually being remote monitored inside the womb, that it would actually happen to the child, and the child would come out with some type of, I would say, disabilities, I would call it, because one thing about disabilities is one of the things that the doctors ask you when you go to the doctor and you're having some sign of trouble or you're having some type of illness is that they definitely ask you, do you hear voices? Or do you see strange things? And there's a actual skit movie that I'm creating in regards to that, of some actual events that took place with my husband and I when I was in Dominican Republic, where I'm going to do comparison to what is mental illness versus being electronically harassed and remote monitored. So that's a publication skit that I'm going to release later on this week or the beginning part of next week. It's actually being worked on right now, but I'm actually in the middle of adding a couple of more events to that. I got to collaborate with my husband on that. So we go back and forth when we're collaborating with each other as to the contents of the publication, of what the contents of the publication I should put, information of the publication I should put inside the actual skit. So you guys, right now I'm going to grab me some breakfast because it seems like a lot of other people in here are having some type of supposed to be unofficial interviews, and some other people are actually having breakfast and things of that nature. But I'm going to actually grab me a bite to eat this morning, and then I'm going to fix my camera and we're going to go live again shortly. I am going to be heading over to Congress this morning, and I'm going to set up over there. So if anyone hears this live message and actually want to come over to Congress and either gang stalk me or target me or actually interview me on some of the information that I have on what the FBI has actually done in regards to targeting, I'll be more than happy to speak with you on live camera. It's about time that some of us targeted individuals bring this to the media's attention. One thing about being a targeted individual is that they tend to electronically harass you and harass your electronics. So sometimes the news that you're getting is not actual news, because they play and toy around so much on the internet that they want you to believe that something that you're reading is actually literally happening in the world. But I've seen this type of display where they have this big drawn out deal about something that's supposedly going on, and it doesn't actually goes on. So until I actually see targeted individuals live on the news, having interviews with people like Oprah and talk show hosts and news station and investigators, news investigators, because every news station has their own private investigator or have their own eyewitness investigator. So until I actually see that this type of abuse is actually being relayed in the media and people are actually coming forth about what the government is actually doing, a lot of the people are closed-mouthed and I have yet to realize or figure out why so many people are closed-mouthed about some of the things that the government is doing to them. And my only guess is that majority of the people are closed-mouthed about it is because they have something to hide, or they have something that they actually don't want the government to say about them or relay out there about them, to where they just keep their mouth closed. Or, like a lot of, I call the particular location that I'm living Gang Stalkers headquarters. And a lot of the things about the Gang Stalkers headquarters is you find so many people there closed mouth, but I have to look at the situation as to why they're keeping their mouth closed. And it's obvious, you can tell when the government is threatening them not to say something about something that they've seen or something that they know, because they're they're dangling this little carrot over their head to not talk about what's going on, as if this person done something in their life that they regret, or is in society, or done something to some corporation, or a lot of stealing, a lot of funneling of funds, or a lot of which I hear a lot about where I'm located, so I can definitely see how some people would keep their mouth closed. And then again, some of the people are keeping their mouth closed, I can also believe, because they were a part of the gang stalking at one point, when they believed that I was actually blind. And now that they see that I'm not actually blind, they kind of keep their mouth closed. So I can see bits and pieces of the different reasons why people are keeping their mouth closed. But technically, what can they do? The worst case scenario is that they can make you lose your job, put you out on the street, make you lose your family, all your personal belongings, and then what? Once you've lost all of that, then what? Then what do they have to hold over your head once you lost all that? Because then they don't have anything to bargain with. Then you're just this person that's just out there in this world, and they don't have any more bargaining chips because they took them all away at the beginning of the harassment and targeting. So that's what I find so hilariously funny. So once all that's gone, what do you actually have to hold over a person's head who's continuing to talk, who's continuing to go forward with their stand on standing up to the government and standing up for what they believe in? Once you've taken all that away from them, what else do you actually have to hold over their head? So I find it amusing that they will try anything to stop you from talking. I mean, they've even used my husband and kids to try to stop me from talking, and that has not worked either. So the only thing that I can say about stopping justice from talking is actually satisfying justice in what it is that she believes, and giving me back damn near 20 times over what you stole from me. That's what happens in the law of average. What the devil, and then there's the thing that we say in church, what the devil stole from me, God go give it back. And I don't mean the fake machine gods. I don't mean the electronic harassers. I mean the Most High God, the God that we believe in as children, the one that we went to church and our grandmothers took us to church and we sat down, and if we clown, she made you straighten up in church and say, hey, we're here for a reason. So all those years of believing in the Most High God and never seeing him fail me yet has brought me this far. It's not no equipment. It's not she's being guided, or she's been they're teaching her or they're showing her. Yeah, I learned by watching you fools experience based on how you treated me, and I learned to maneuver and manipulate just as you have, because this is what you showed me, and that's mostly how people learn. But once you pretty much taking or stripped everything from a person that you can possibly have taken from a person, what else do you have that's a bargaining tool? Because if you don't have a bargaining tool, the only thing left for you to do is actually pay back 20 times fold what it is that you've done to this person, because you have nothing left. I mean, unless you're actually going to follow through with the actual beginning threat of killing me, I mean, then, you know, that's the only tool you actually have left, is disposing of me. And at that point, you know, then I guess you win. But then again, I win. But with that being said and done, I'm going to go grab me some breakfast, you guys, and I'm going to bring you some more live footage in regards to the targeting and gang stalking. Now watch what I tell you. The government is actually going to pick up the gang stalking and pick up the targeting once I cut the cameras off, because this is how they're remote monitoring me and timing me right down to the very second. So as soon as I turn the camera off, things may be paused or look as normal right now, but as soon as I pause or take a moment, they're going to pick up the very second I pause. And I've seen this in my other live videos, that I've talked live with you guys, and as soon as I talk live, because they know I'm about to end, or they know because, you know, in my head I'm about to make a move, or I'm about to do this, or I'm about to do that, I've seen where the very second I turn the camera off, the targeting picks up. So what I'm going to do is grab some breakfast, and I'm going to get some things situated, like with this camera, because I know you guys can't really see too much what's going on, because they kind of, I don't know, my screen went to exactly what you're seeing right before I started recording. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that the best to my ability, and get back with you guys later when I'm headed over to Congress. Bye. This is Fighting for Justice this morning, about to be out to have breakfast.